So you say you're ready to bounce back from all the mistakes in your life? Well, I got 4 tips that are going to help you do just that. Let's get it. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode. I know you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I want to thank you because I know your time is valuable. So I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was just discussing different things we do in life as we grow up and grow old. And one of the biggest things we're gonna do is make mistakes. We all make mistakes, but the key to mistakes is not living in that mistake. Making sure you bounce back from that mistake. And a lot of times what I see is people make mistakes and they hold on to that mistake throughout their entire life. And then that same mistake that they may have made years ago impacts them over the next 10 to 15, 20, even sometimes their entire rest of their life. So I just want to give you 4 tips that can prevent you from allowing one mistake to end or destroy your entire life. So the first thing you got to do in order to bounce back from any mistake is you have to understand and learn the lesson in the mistake you made. See, every time you make a mistake, if you learn the lesson from the mistake, you turn that mistake into a beneficial experience. Because like I said, no one's perfect. All of us are going to drop the ball sometimes. That's part of learning. That's part of growing. But see, you have to learn and see the mistake as a lesson. If you don't do that, you will continue and continue to repeat that mistake over and over and over throughout your life. See, that's one thing that can hinder you from ever bouncing back from any mistake you made, is not understanding that there was a lesson that you had to learn. There was a lesson that life was trying to teach you. And until you learn that lesson, life will continue to replay that same mistake over in your life. You'll keep going over and over and over in your life, having that same mistake over and over and over in your life. So learn the lesson, see the lesson, all right? The second thing you have to do is you cannot allow the mistake to become your identity. Just because you may have made a mistake in finances doesn't mean you're bad with finances. Just because you may have made a mistake in relationships and love doesn't mean you're bad in relationships. Just because you made a mistake in parenting doesn't mean you're a bad parent. You can't allow your mistake to become your identity. Like I said before, each mistake we make, you can turn that mistake into a lesson if you understand what happened and make sure you learn from it. But you don't allow it to become who you are in life. Imagine if every mistake in your life, you allow that to become your identity. You'll never have a life worth living because we're going to always make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. You can't allow it to become your main identity of your life. Don't let it weigh you down. Don't let it bog you down. It's just a mistake. Learn from it, move forward. Don't let it keep you where you're at. Don't let it keep you down. All right? The third thing you have to do, you got to pass the test. All right? What do I mean by that? We're going to continue to make mistakes, and we're going to continue to make the same mistake until we learn the lesson. So trust me, if you made a mistake in your life, in finances, if you made a mistake in your health, you made a mistake in your relationship, life has a funny way of revisiting you with the same issue until you learn the lesson. So until you pass the test, whatever it is for you, we all have different lives. We all have different experiences. We all make different mistakes. But if you see yourself always making the same mistake in a particular area of life, more times out of 10, you haven't learned the lesson that life's trying to teach you through that experience. Don't beat yourself up. Just make sure going forward, you pass the test. Because if you don't pass the test, you will always revisit the same chapter of your life. Because life is not going to promote you if you're not able to qualify yourself for promotion. And you qualify yourself for promotion in life by passing the test of the levels, of the obstacles, of the mistakes. See, what you stumbled over as a child, you shouldn't be stumbling over as an adult. That means there's a lack of growth there. There's a disconnect somewhere. You got to figure that out. So make sure you pass the test, all right? Now, before I give you the fourth and final tip, if you're receiving value from this content, do me a favor. hit that like and subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I upload new content. All right, thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate the love and support. Now, back for the fourth and the final tip. You got to use all of the knowledge that you gain to help other people. So when you make a mistake and then you identify the mistake, you learn the lesson in the mistake, you conquer that mistake, guess what? You have an obligation to help other people. See, if you pass something, or if you conquer something in your life and you meet someone that's dealing with that situation, you got to pass it on. You got to move it forward. Let me tell you a story in my own personal life where I made a mistake and how I worked through that mistake. So I was trying to lose weight, trying to get back in shape. We probably all can kind of relate to that scenario. But in that process, I made the mistake of working out extremely hard, but eating extremely wrong. See, I thought if I could just work really, really hard, I could get away with eating what I want to eat, doing what I want to do outside in the restaurant, outside in the kitchen. I thought I could compensate by just going really, really hard in the gym. And boy, was I wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, it does not work like that. All right, listen to me. You can eat right and not really work out and get some type of results. But you can't work out and eat wrong and get any results. That's just how it's set up. So the first thing I had to do was I had to recognize why I wasn't getting the results that I wanted, why I was working twice as hard as other people, and they looked better than me. I still didn't have no six-pack. I still wasn't the weight I wanted. I was like, wow, what's going on? Once I realized, okay, it's my eating, then what I did was I learned that lesson. I didn't have to repeat it. I learned it. Moving forward, I started another 90-day blitz. I said, I'm going to do it right this time. I ate right, got the results that I wanted. Once I got the results that I wanted, guess what? I went and got other people and I started training them for free and helped them lose weight. See, I took my mistake. The first thing I did was I learned from it. I learned that I was eating wrong. That was what was impacting my results. So I fixed that. The second thing was I didn't beat myself down. I didn't let that become my identity. I wasn't going to say I'm the guy that can't do it. I'm the guy that can almost get there. I'm the guy that know how to work out but don't know how to eat right. I didn't do that to myself. I just brushed my shoulders off and got back up and went back at it. Third of all, I passed the test. The second set of 90-day blitz that I did the right thing. I ate right. I worked out. I got the right amount of cardio in my life. I did everything I needed to do that I had learned. And I passed the test, got the results I wanted. Then the fourth thing I did was, now that I knew how to conquer that particular area in my life, when I had other friends I would come across, other people I knew, when I would hear they had a need and was trying to conquer that battle, trying to fix that situation in their life, guess what? I know how to do it. So I took the knowledge I gained through conquering my own mistake in my own, and I started training my friends and family for free. We started a whole movement. We had a 2-mile run club. We had people training outside. We had people going from like 5 pensiles down. We had people losing 50, 60, 70, 80 pounds. We just did the work. We created a little environment. At the time I was working with a lot of people in a call center type situation a few years ago. And we got the whole call center involved on the 2-mile run. Everybody running. We was motivating each other. All because I understood the mistake I made. I conquered the mistake, and then I shared my knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, you can bounce back from any mistake in your life as long as you apply these 4 tips. Acknowledge and learn the lesson from the mistake. Do not allow your mistake to become your identity. Pass the test the second time that mistake comes around. Because trust me, when you fail the mistake, it's coming back until you pass it. And then lastly, once you learn how to pass the mistake and conquer the mistake, pass it forward, pay it forward, help other people do the same thing. Gentlemen, I just want to thank you so much for your time and support, for watching the video. And if you have any type of topics you want to see me do a video on, don't hesitate to put them in the comments. I'll read them and we'll make that happen for you. But remember, you can bounce back from any mistake you have in your life. Create the life you want today. Now go be great. Holla at your boy. Peace.